So, welcome everybody. And I'm going to give you a presentation today about how we designed a new Back to the Future game. And this idea is from the first idea to a prototype all the way to mixer integrations. So first, I'm going to give you a brief overview of what I'm going to present today. I'll start with a small introduction, tell you about the Universal GameDev Challenge, then, of course, the design of Back to the Future itself, how we use Microsoft Mixer for integrations, and as a takeaway, I'm going to give you 5 design tips. So first of all, who am I? I am Mick. I'm a Dutch game designer, 28 years old, and my background is actually in architecture. From the architecture, I graduated on gamification and architecture, and from there on, I went on as a designer and producer on serious and entertainment games, and after that, I switched to the entertainment side of the games. But I guess the most important part for this is that I'm the project lead and game designer on Back to the Future. So enough about me. If you want to see more about me, check out the link. So first, I want to tell you about the Universal GameDev Challenge. So what was the Universal GameDev Challenge? It's a collaboration between Unity and Universal Studios where indies could pitch their game ideas for one of the 5 available franchises. So one was Back to the Future, Turok, we had Battlestar Galactica, Voltron, and Jaws. And based on that, you could choose one of the 5 franchises and pitch your game idea. So for the first phase, you had to make a pitch video and a game design document. And for the second phase, the 6 finalists were invited to have a VIP summit at the Universal Studios. So, of course, we chose Back to the Future. That's why our project is called Back to the Future. So why did we choose Back to the Future? I'll come back later to that. But first, I want to tell you that it started in phase 1 with the submission of the game design document and the video. And to give you an insight of that, how we became a finalist, I'm going to show you the pitch video right away.
My name is Mick Higgins, and I'm here to represent our team that developed the game for the Universal GameDev Challenge. Our team consists of 5 people. Kenny Vleugels, a game developer and also known as the Acid Jesus. Hans Krill, a concept artist. Kai Lausberg, illustrator and graphic designer. Richard Gelissen, 3D artist. And myself, Mick Higgins, a game designer and game producer. The franchise we chose for this Game Dev Challenge is Back to the Future, because we're longtime fans and very enthusiastic about Back to the Future. The working title for our project is Back to the Future. Back to the Future is a third-person adventure game focused on a co-op experience, but also features a single-player mode. The game takes place after the third motion picture, where the Doc traveled to the future and got access to new groundbreaking technology, the Gigacharger. This tech enabled him to craft a more practically convenient device for time traveling, a portable and wearable time machine, the Backpack to the Future. Due to bad calibration, the backpack overloads and ends up splitting Marty in 2. Unable to control being split up, Marty has to deal with living in 2 periods at once. As a player, you go on an adventure to help Marty restore and stabilize the backpack and synchronize the 2 Martys back into 1. The screen is visually split into halves, each half displaying 1 Marty in a third-person perspective. By completing different challenges across the 3 time periods, the player progresses through the game and can access new parts of Hill Valley. Marty cannot cross paths with the other Marty in the same time period, as this results in a time paradox which will restart the current mission. Also, players have to be wary to avoid interference within time periods, when you cause too much suspicion by not blending in well enough. As Back to the Future fans, we think this is a real cool idea for a game, and we would like to thank Universal for this amazing opportunity. Thank you for watching.
So yeah, that was the pitch video that we did for the first phase. And based on that, Universal invited us as a finalist for the second phase, in which we actually had to develop a prototype showcasing this concept. So before I'm going to show you that, I will give you some key aspects of and the USPs of our games. So it's a third-person adventure game. It's 2-player co-op focused. You can play it as a single-player game, but the way it's designed, it's much more interactive and fun if you play it with 2 players. And the game takes actually place in 3 different time periods. So for the past, we chose 1915. For the present, we chose 1985, just like the franchise in the movies. And for the future, we chose 2055. And the game features a single open-world map of Hill Valley across all the 3 different time periods, of course. And the mission or the goal for the player is to restore the backpack by finding parts, and you can do that by completing different objectives across all 3 different time periods. So as a finalist, we had roughly, I think for our development time, after we knew that we were going into the second phase, we had 8 to 10 weeks of development time. So we worked for roughly 8 weeks on the prototype that I'm going to show you right now. So let's start off with the story that we actually designed the game on. So what you can see here is Marty seeing the backpack for the first time. So Doc invented his new backpack with technology from the future, and Marty is coming over to see how it looks, and Doc invites Marty to actually test it out. And upon testing him, it goes a bit bad. Due to bad calibration, Marty checks it in, gets split into half, and one Marty is actually stuck in the present and in the past, and one Marty is stuck in the present and in the future. And yeah, so what they actually need to do now is work together and collaborate on a way to restore the backpack and get Marty back together. So that's more or less what the story is about. What I'm going to show you now is some of the game mechanics that we have in here. This is actually the prototype that we submitted. So on the top part, you can see the first Marty who is in the present and can go back to the past. And on the bottom, you see the future Marty, which is stuck in the future and can also go back to the present. As you can see, the first Marty just time traveled back to 1915, which is actually the past. And now he goes back to 1985. So that's the time travel mechanic we have, and now the bottom Marty is doing that. One of the fail conditions we have is that the Martys cannot cross each other's path, and actually in the present, that's the only where Martys can collide. As you can see, this happens when they come close to each other. So they actually get split, and Doc interferes and said, hey Marty, you're going to cause a time paradox, let's not do that, and you get back to a different part, so you get disoriented. So for the mission design, I have made this little chart, which shows the 3 different time periods. And the goal is that there is somewhere in the world, there is a problem, in this case in the form of an objective or a mission, and there's a solution. However, as a player, you don't know exactly where it is at that moment. So by introducing multiple phases, the idea is that the player find the solution, and through different items and puzzles that players can find in different time periods, they can acquire them and exchange them to, for example, in this case, if you find an item in the future, which the second Marty can get, he time travels to the present, he drops an item there, goes back to the future, and then the other Marty can go to the present, pick it up, and use it in the past to achieve, for example, solve a puzzle or do any other mechanics to actually play the game. But in the end, the goal is to reach the certain solution to a problem, and then you complete an objective, and based on that, you progress through the game. So that's more or less the mission design model we've made for this. Then I'm going to talk a bit about the Microsoft Mixer integrations that we had. We had 3 different goals. We had a goal for the streamer, for the viewer, and an overall vision. So for the streamer, we would like to support the game experience. So how do we support it? It's a mission, and it's quest-based. So it would be cool if viewers can actually help the streamer. So that was one of the goals we had. Then as a viewer, you want to give a sense of control and power to you as a viewer instead of just watching a streamer play the game. So how do we do that? By letting them literally impact the game of the streamer. So as a viewer, you can impact the environment of the game that the streamer is actually playing. And overall, we wanted to create a unique and dynamic experience that adds an extra layer to the game. So I'm going to show you 3 integrations that we designed. So the first integration we designed are gravity tags. So in Mixer, the viewer can actually use coins or sparks, and these sparks can be used to apply your username in the actual environment. So the streamer plays, and eventually it would be very cool if you have like NPCs walking up and spray tagging gravity, but for now, since this was roughly done in 8 weeks, we made it so if people click on the tag, their username gets projected onto their onto the walls. And that, of course, works across all 3 different time periods, so it would be very cool, like in the future, to have like billboards where you actually see like neon signs or like digital displays, and like in 85 it's graffiti. So yeah, that's our first integration. The second one we have is NPC modes. So we have NPCs wandering around in the world, and you can actually let them, give them a positive or a negative feedback remote. So the first one is them to wave and be happy. So for example, if the streamer asks something, you can let the viewers emote like in a positive way to reinforce feedback instead of typing, or actually being angry, saying like, hey, you shouldn't do that. So that's one of the, this is the second integration we've made for that. And the last one, that's my favorite actually, it's since we have no DeLorean, and of course that's very Back to the Future, since we have a time-traveling backpack, we've made a RC DeLorean car. So as a viewer, you can actually control a car, a DeLorean, like a ghost that's actually spawning in the air. If you've played the game and you know where to go next, you can actually guide the streamer to where the next clue or hint is as a dynamic hint system. So yeah, you can actually drive your own DeLorean as a viewer. So to wrap it off, I have a little takeaway. I have 5 tips. 5 tips that apply to designing any mixer integration, but also they're applicable to general game design. So the first one is to pick the right scope and keep it simple. There is no need to prototype everything, so what do you want to achieve? Make sure that you have that on point. Only prototype what's needed and focus on what's unique and unknown. So an example that we have is we could have made a system for the NPCs that actually only emote when you are near, or have like advanced complexities, but in the end what we wanted to achieve is to give feedback to the player, and if all civilians wave at once and that's easier to implement, that sets the deal, so let's do that. So by focusing on what's unique and unknown, you will tackle the stuff that you actually want to get done and get the core in there. So the second tip I have is support your own game. What I mean with that is make your mixer integration support and enhance the core gameplay experience that you want to deliver. And if not, make it stand out and make it stand out on its own, and make sure that it has added value to the gameplay experience. So one example we have is the DeLorean that I just showed you. It will give feedback to the player. So that's actually something on the first part to integrate the core gameplay, which is actually one of the things that you do is get hints, solve puzzles, by letting the viewer take control of that and showing them where you actually can go, either positive or negative, because as a viewer you can also trick the streamer by like navigating the DeLorean into a different area. You can actually enhance that. And a second example, like the bottom one, the graffiti tags, for example, they don't enhance the core gameplay, but it's a fun way to give the viewer a sense of value and power in the game. That's just fun for the streamer to also see like usernames popping up of people they're actually interacting and streaming to. So the third tip I have is failure is your best friend. And with that, I mean, embrace things that don't work, kill those ideas early, don't hang on too long to them, and learn from what didn't work and rebound from that. So one of the ideas we had was to make a mixer integration where the dog actually gives Marty hints, but that would be very static, and in the end, then based on whatever you do, there would be coming some pop-up, and dog would give you hints on where to continue, what to do next. And instead of that, we wanted to go for a more dynamic system, so we throw that idea away. But from that, we still wanted to give a purpose of showing hints to the player. So based on that, we got the idea for the DeLorean car. And so yeah, that was actually an evolution of how we went from a more static system to a dynamic system. So the fourth tip I have is maximize your effort-result ratio. And what I mean with that is put your effort where it will impact the game the most, and focus on the core feature the player does the most. And fake it till you make it. Because sometimes, even in a prototype, it doesn't matter how it actually works. If it works and the player gets that experience, that's all that matters. So strive for good enough in this case. Make sure that you've got what it takes. Make sure that you got in it what you want the experience to take over to the player. And for example, reuse materials as much as you can. We have, for example, what we did regarding to this tip is one of the NPCs we have, we just used an animation system that we could apply to all the NPCs at once, so we didn't have to make separate animations all the time. So determine the minimum effort you have to take, and based on that, iterate. And tip 5 is make it awesome. It stands for itself, but I just want to emphasize on how important it is to have fun while creating your game and your experience. Because make something you enjoy and are proud of, because if you do that, there will be others that will definitely also enjoy your game.